Alright guys, check that out. That there is the fisheye, if you don't know, with the pier that runs right up here to the main road here, going down south, I guess. There's a dive shop across the street, red building. But today I figured I need to get the fisheye on video because there are a lot of fish species here in the water, and I didn't take the GoPro last time when I went here for the first time. So this time I'm gonna bring you guys along for a little snorkel at the fisheye. But there's also something I want to check out. Now if you see, here is all an area next to the fisheye, right? But it goes down a little bit, and this is called Piti, I believe, P-I-T-I. There's the power plant down there, but in between there and here, there are holes. And if I'm not mistaken, there are what they call the bomb holes from World War II, I guess, something like that. Maybe you locals, anybody here can tell me about it because I don't really know much, but I think there's also a lot of marine life going down the beach, so we might try to snorkel over there. But today we've come out at the perfect time, high tide, so it should be a very, very good snorkel. Just got to get suited up and ready to go. And we got a lot of rain, a lot of cloud cover today, so the UV index shouldn't be too bad. Alright guys, the GoPro housing is on, so you probably can't hear me as always because the audio is very limited, but I did pick up something to solve the leaking. Hopefully it's going to work. Let's see, I got it right here. It's inside of my fins. Boom! Some petroleum jelly or Vaseline. This is like an off-brand I just found at Kmart. It was like $3, and it is cocoa butter flavored, so hopefully it will smell better, I guess. I don't know, maybe the fish will like it. But I'm going to put some of this on, and I'm going to have to leave this on the shore until I get back from the dive, and I'm hoping that will solve the issue, so let's see how it goes. It does smell pretty good. So I guess I just coated it on there decently. I don't know how thick or whatever, but alright, got some here. What do I do? Like, I don't even have a mirror to see, but probably should have done this at the car. I think I'm also going to put a little along the beard line here. And hopefully that does the trick. And so there you can see, that's the ticket booth right there. That's actually where you can pay to walk out and see what the marine life looks like from inside. I guess there's like a glass. Let's see, general fee, $16 for an adult. Children are $8, and if you're, I think, a really small child, then it is free. Wow guys, I know I look funny, but man, the conditions above the water, not so great, so visibility below is not as good as it could be, but there is a lot of marine life here at the fisheye today. We started off with like a nice little clam you can see, lots of little fish, plenty of little like nurseries of fish for the like triggerfish and stuff like that, the butterflyfish I believe, and then there was just this eel just coming around, cruising around, the eel was like going under the coral and eating stuff, probably eating little nests and eggs and stuff, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, this massive big bluefin trevally just comes by. I mean, it was huge. It was probably, if I had to guess, maybe 2 feet long. Really, really big. Already looking so good, and only about halfway out there to the fisheye. So, gotta keep swimming. Going on right now, we're surrounded by fish on this reef here at the fisheye. So many fish, big ones too, big trevallies, big other fish. I have no idea what they are, man. Out here to the end of the fisheye pier, pretty much. It's like right over here. The storm is definitely approaching. From this side, it looks not like a storm, right? It's nice. But the other side, oh man, it's storming a little bit. It's raining. But out here at the end of the pier, this is where it's pretty deep. The depth is probably 30 feet, something like that, I think. And you can still see to the bottom, so the visibility is not that bad, but it was clearer last time I was here. Still plenty of fish. Alright guys, so far the dive has been absolutely phenomenal. Out here at the fisheye, kind of came back in a little bit to where it's not so deep. I can almost touch right here. I'm kind of just treading water. But I think the plan is to swim more south. The current is going south, so I think that's going to be the plan. Swim a little bit south, but diagonal towards the beach, because I don't know if it's going to storm more. As you guys can see here, so that's the north of the island. That's the, I guess, eastern side. And then that would be south, going that way towards the power plant down there. So I think the goal is to swim that way and hopefully see some, you know, deeper holes where there's some more fish. Got about 30% battery left. I have more batteries, but I don't know if I'm going to come back out here. So I'm going to try to make the most of this battery, and let's see what else we can see. not so much like a ledge, but it definitely declines down to some depths of maybe 30, 40 feet, something like that. I don't know if those are the actual sinkholes or not, but it's definitely not super shallow, but you can kind of just hug it. It is nice that there is a current going south, so you can kind of just ride it right now. And it's raining once again. But yet still, right here, I haven't seen any sharks or any sea turtles. Maybe you have to go even farther past the reef or something, maybe near the reef. Not really too sure. Just spotted a sea turtle, a little green sea turtle, I believe. He was just swimming around, and then he took off so fast. Oh, I wish he would have stayed around. He wasn't so camera friendly. Alright guys, well, I say that was a pretty successful snorkel today, especially to end it with a little sea turtle sighting. Now the rain cloud, the storm is passing over, so it's about to get calm again, but it's going to go to low tide a little bit. So it was a perfect time to dive. It could actually still be out there. There's only like 3 other people out there today. Very, very cool day snorkeling here at the fisheye, and then kind of swimming diagonal down the beach here to see the little deeper spots. There's definitely more to explore down that way next time I come here. But man, always impressed by the marine life there is here. The corals are doing good in this area. There are some that aren't so good, but still, it's always a great time. So if you haven't been to the fisheye yet, definitely put it on your list, as this is one of the best places to snorkel here in Guam. About 1 week later, I decided to head back to the fisheye to see if I can see any other species I hadn't seen yet. The conditions were much better, the sky was clear, and there wasn't any rain, and the clarity of the water was much better than before. So I started off with a little snorkel around the structure itself, going out to the end of the fisheye where the windows are, the viewing windows, and I ended up seeing a lot of fish. It seems that this was a day, or in the last 24 hours, they were feeding lots of the fish. So there were many fish hanging around the windows and actively feeding on the tubes, which made for a great snorkel around the structure itself. But after hanging around the structure for a while and seeing some scuba divers in the area, decided to head more south again, as I did in the video already, to see if there was anything else around those bigger, deeper holes. And man, let me tell you, I'm so glad I swam further south into the deeper areas, because I ended up seeing some stuff that I didn't see before on the first dive, or even the dive that I came to the fisheye without having a camera. So there is actually a coral farm here in the water, in which you can see down there, there are rows of coral where it seems that they're raising or growing coral to reintroduce to the natural environment here to help some of the areas where the coral is dying. And so in this area, it's very sandy. There's patches of rows of coral on rope or something like that. And there does happen to be some fish hanging around the area. Now in this exact area, I was just swimming along, and then all of a sudden I saw this big dark shadow in the distance. Couldn't see it very clearly, but then I realized, oh man, there's a blacktip reef shark swimming around here, I think. And so as I got a little closer, I noticed there was a blacktip reef shark just circling the area. And this was on a low tide, so it must have had just come in and maybe it was waiting for the tide to go back out before it would go outside of the reef. But I assume it was just feeding. Good thing it wasn't feeding on me. But it was really cool to see it swim around and see it in its natural environment. It was very calm and majestic, but a little bit scary.